Hi, I'm Jo Beal and I'm an artist, illustrator and workshop leader and I love to draw and I keep an art journal and I love to draw from nature and I like to use drawing to reflect on and capture my life and the world around me. And today I'm going to be making a how-to video on the theme of seasonal sightings, and I'm going to be going back to kind of basics with a technique that I really like to use, which is called continuous line drawing, which you may have come across before and may have used. If not, then I would recommend having a go with it because it's a really great technique for helping to develop your observational drawing skills. And really that's what drawing kind of relies on most, is kind of your observational drawing. And I'm going to be approaching my seasonal sightings, my subject matter, with a brand new set of Stabilo fine felt tip pens. I love using these. I've treated myself to a new set. Mine were starting to run out a little bit. They've got a really fine nib, which is like 0.4 of a millimetre, I think. Beautiful for working with and drawing with and creating detail with. So I'm going to go straight in with the colour. I might use some black fine liner as well, we'll see. So I've been for a walk, I've foraged lots of kind of wintry leaves and berries and twigs and that type of thing, and I'm going to approach my page kind of basically straight off. I haven't planned it, I haven't really got any preconceived ideas about what it's going to look like. I haven't practiced anything, so I'm going to dive straight in. But as I work through the page, I'm going to be thinking all the time as I go along about the overall composition, layout of the page, and also the colours that I'm using, the tools that I'm using, how I might develop using them as I go along. I'll be thinking about the textures that I'm creating and the mark making that I'm using, and any kind of issues that I encounter with my page and my drawing overall. I'll just try and kind of creatively problem solve as I go along. That's one of the things that I really like to do, and you know, I think you get a great sense of kind of achievement when you sort of work through any issues that you might be having on the page, whether that's kind of the drawing itself or the composition or whatever it might be. So I hope you enjoy this, and if you find it useful and inspiring, let me know. And if you do some seasonal sightings drawings with a continuous line, then or any drawings that you do, I would absolutely love to see them. So I will see you later, and enjoy. I've picked out a few of my foraged seasonal finds, and I've chosen this little collection here, and I guess I've gone for a variety of form and colour and texture and size. I've also got some dogwood here, which is, I love this as well, so that might make an appearance. And just like putting them on the page like this starts to give me a little bit of an idea of how I might kind of assemble this page and think about the composition. So this magnolia bud here is quite nice, kind of spindly across the middle, and then these two are sort of similar, so I might have these on either side and that in the middle, and then these little berries just dotted around. I'm not sure yet, we'll work it out as we go along. So I think I will probably start with one of these two, either on the left or right hand side, so let's do that. There are some absolutely gorgeous colours in this specimen here. Beautiful pinks, dark pinks, purples, and lovely contrast with the dark green as well. So I'm going to start with these little flower buds here. I'm going to put it to my left, but I will try and insert a photo so you can see what it is, you know, a photo of the subject so you can see what I'm working from. And I'm diving in with my pink fine liner pen, and I'm going to try and draw these little flowers. I might edit a few out because there's quite a lot going on there, so let's just see how we go. So I'm imagining if that's going to go somewhere like that on the page, then these berries, these little flowers, need to be around here somewhere. So I've got them to the left of me. So all I'm going to do is move my eyes from the subject to my page. I'm going to, because we're doing continuous line drawing, I'm going to keep my pen on the page and not take it off until I have completed my drawing. Well, completed this section of the drawing anyway, because I might switch to using green for the leaves. So it'll slow me down, which is good because that will help me to look properly. And I will just go steady and we'll see how we get on. So my drawing might end up being bigger than the actual thing itself, but that's okay. It might end up being smaller, probably likely to be bigger. Okay, so I mean, I'm hardly looking at my page. I'm looking more at the flowers. All these gorgeous little flower buds. Tiny little stalks. I'll work into these again afterwards once I've got enough of the main drawing down. I don't want to lose my place, but I think that could be quite easily done. It's very busy. A little bit of stalk coming through here in the background. That will help the eye work its way around all of these flowers. If I want to get from one place to another, I might just go over the drawing that I've already done. I will add more definition to these, like I've said. I hope you can see I'm right. I hope my hand's not too much in the way. It might be. There's a real density of flowers in here. Well, little flower heads anyway. There's hardly any white space between them. The stalk carries on a little bit. They are not all uniform because I'm looking at them from different angles. So they're not all the same shape. It's fine to stop now again to see what you've done and work out where you're going to go next. Just readjusted my grip on the pen. I've got another little branch in the background there. Just come back up here, there's a few more. There's another kind of bunch here. A few going out on stalks, which is quite nice. Working my way back. I'm actually going quicker than I thought I would. Just moving my eyes from the subject to my page. Trying to keep my eyes more on the subject than on my page. Stalk starts to get a little bit fatter here. There's another little branch that comes out. This little bunch is less condensed, so I can see the individual flowers a bit more easily. Let's put some depth on this stalk. Watch how it joins the rest of the stalk. How and where it joins. Let's take this back up here now and join it up. I'll put a few more out here. This goes a bit further, actually. So as I'm looking at these little flowers, I'm starting to notice how they are formed. They've got like a little cup, and then the flower part is above that. Okay, we'll work more into that stem later. Whoops, just took my pen off just ever so slightly. And now I've come down to a leaf shape. So I am going to draw that in with the pink, and I'll probably go over it later on. Oops, run out of page. That's a shame because it's a gorgeous shape, but instead of making it trying to squeeze it into the page, I'm just going to draw as much as I can, fit as much as I can on the page. So I'm really drawing what I can see. And then there's another little leaf, tiny little one here. It's got a little bit of a crease in it. We'll work into these again later on. I'll just make my way across the stem. And there's a leaf coming up from behind here. Now I've drawn it, it's a little bit far away from that stem, the way I've drawn it, but it's okay. Gorgeous leaf shape. It's got to come back into here, so I'm looking ahead to where I'm going. It comes out from there. And then there's another one coming out here. It's got a little chunk out of it. I've made this stem go a bit fat there, I think. I want to come up and put in the centre of this stem, this leaf, sorry, the stem going through the leaf. Let's go back. So as I've been drawing, I've been noticing a lot about this collection of leaves and flowers. I'm looking at the colours. I'm looking at how sort of these leaves are quite thick, a bit kind of rubbery almost. I'm noticing that the veins are quite hard to see, but noticing how they come out of the middle of the vein going up the middle of the leaf. There, I think I'll leave that at that for now. And we'll do another one. We'll do more drawings and then we'll work back into our subjects, I think. Actually, I changed my mind and I decided that I wanted to put a bit more definition into this drawing. So I've switched to a lovely kind of burgundy colour because there's a lot of gorgeous dark pink burgundy in the stem of this plant. So I'm going to go, so I've stopped doing the continuous line now and I'm going to just work into my drawing carefully, adding a bit of definition here and there. And I probably will draw another thing and then come back to this and work across the page as a whole. I just wanted to strengthen this drawing up a little bit first. I like to emphasize characteristics and I like to stylize a little bit sometimes. Goes into the green there, so I'll leave that. At the moment, I don't know if I'm going to be working with any colour pencil. We'll see. So this is helping to sort of clarify the drawing a little bit. And that's helpful for my benefit so that I can kind of work out where things are. And ultimately, probably, hopefully, helpful for the viewer as well. I've switched to a lovely sort of dark olivey green. Just adding a little bit of more definition to these leaf shapes. Now I can actually see that there's like a little edge to this leaf. It's quite thick. And that green and the purple just blend into each other. I can see a little bit of sort of breadth to this leaf here. Pop that in there. Okay. I'm going to go back to my darker sort of burgundy brown and just put a few of these little stalks in, because they give quite a lot of provide quite a lot of character, or they're quite characteristic, that's what I'm trying to say. But I'm being careful not just to, at this stage, just to sort of go over everything that I've already done. I still want to see some of that pale pink underneath, for now anyway. Sorry about my squeaky table and seat. Starting to come up. I'm starting to feel a bit three-dimensional. Starting to have a bit of life. A bit of interest, hopefully. Okay, let's leave that at that and move on to the next drawing. another layer of outline to my magnolia. With the dark grey, I decided not to use the brown. I went in for a grey because I think it looked more grey than brown, a bit cooler. And now I'm going to draw this with my continuous line. So again, I'm going to start with the flowers. I shall move it to the right hand side this time. I shall take some photos so that you can try and kind of add them to the video so you can see a bit more clearly what I'm drawing. And let's go with our continuous line. And I'm using an even paler green, pink. It's a sort of peachy pink. So let me just make sure you can see. And I can see what I'm drawing. Let's go. Perhaps actually I need it to be here, I think. That's better. I think I might start with this stem. Because it's kind of bold and very straight. And it's got lots of little stems coming out of it. That one's a bit broken.